Hey guys, in this video I want to show you how to change the lamps in the Viqua UV Max model D4 water purifier. It's a whole house water purifier. And I also have an undersink model that is a BT1. It's a smaller unit for a drinking tap. Alright, so I'm going to show you how to change the lamps on both of those. Alright guys, this is the Viqua UV Max water purifier. And as you can see, I have a bypass system hooked up to it. So I got the top valve, a bottom valve, and this one here in the middle they're all shut off valves. So what I'm going to do now is turn off the water to the house and go to my sink or the closest tap and let the pressure out till you have no pressure anymore. And then I'm going to turn this one and the bottom one there off and turn this middle one on. So the water comes into the bottom here. It can't go this way, so it's going to go up. It can't go that way, of course. It's going to go up and back into the house. I'm just basically bypassing the UV purifier. Now, if you don't have a bypass system hooked up to this, you're just going to have to shut the water pressure off to the house and change the bulb. And then after you're all done, turn the water pressure back on. Alright, now as you can see, I got the water bypassed. I got the bottom and the top one turned off and this one turned on. So now the water is going to come in and straight up to the house and it'll bypass the unit completely. It's a good system to have, and that way you don't have to turn the whole water off in the house for long periods of time. Okay, so now we can change the lamp in the water purifier. Alright, the first thing we need to do before we get started is unplug the main plug to the unit. And it'll beep, but it'll stop in a little bit. Now we can take our cap off here and unplug the unit. Just put that out of the way. And then you have to unscrew like that. Okay, now you have to be very careful because this is a quartz glass that it's in. Tube, this quartz tube here. You want to hang on to it and don't break it. And inside this tube there's the lamp, and that's what we're going to change next. And that's what the tube looks like. And you just have to be very, very careful. Don't break the tube. We're going to clean it up a little bit. I have a water softener. I have two pre-filters and a water softener that goes before this UV purifier. So really, there's no mineral buildup. This is 1 year's worth of use, and there's no mineral buildup on here. Otherwise, this would be all white and full of minerals. All right, so we're just going to clean it up a little bit and change the lamp. All right, guys. Once you get the lamp out of the unit, be very careful. But what you want to do now is unscrew this from this here. So what you're doing is, let's see if I can do this. See it unscrew here? This is unscrewing. I'm unscrewing the bulb from the tube right now. So I just separated it. This is the lamp that I got in my right hand, and this is the tube. Now the lamp we're just going to put aside. Now the tube, you can see it goes in here. You got an O-ring here, and you have an O-ring inside here. So on the new lamps, they give you new O-rings. So we're going to pull that apart. Alright. Alright, now on this tube here, normally if you don't have any pre-filters, and especially if you don't have a water softener, or something that takes the minerals out of the water prior to this, this is going to have a lot of calcium and whatever else build up, all kind of mineral build up on there. So what you want to do is get a little vinegar on a rag and clean that up, and that'll take off all the minerals. Mine's not that bad, in fact it's really good, but I'm just going to give it a little clean up anyways, and then we're going to put the new bulb in. So what I have here is some vinegar, and we're just going to clean up this bulb. Now remember, don't break this because it's the only one you have, and you'll have to order another one if you break it. Alright, we're good there. And I mean, these O-rings are probably still good. Save them. Like I said though, the new lamps you order, they give you new ones. So keep them as a backup, but use the new ones. Okay, I got the new O-rings. You want to put one O-ring down first. And then put this piece in, and then put the other O-ring in. You just want it to stick up, I don't know, maybe a 1/4 inch, the glass from the tube. And that's pretty good like that. Okay? So O-ring here, and an O-ring here. Okay, now I got my new lamp. Now, word of caution, do not touch that glass with your fingers at all. You'll leave your fingerprints on there, it'll create hot spots, and it could damage the bulb or the lamp. So just hang on to it at the end here with its plastic, do not touch that. And just as it is, get your tube and put it inside the tube very carefully. Okay, and then screw it back in. Just give it a good, just get it snug. And then this will go back into the unit, and it'll push that O-ring up in there real good. Alright guys, now we're ready to put the lamp back in. And then just start screwing it in. And that's good. And make sure the top one's tight. Make sure the lamp is tight. And make sure the main unit here is tight. Alright, once you got this tight, the lamp tight, and the main tube tight, this here, you want to line it up with these here. And you see it'll plug in. The rear ones here will plug into here, and these will plug in here. Okay, that's plugged in. Everything's tight. Now we want to put the cap back on. Cap's back on. Now we want to put the water going through the unit again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the bypasses up. Then the top one, but slowly. and then close the bypass. Now we got water going through here and up, and it can't go through here. Now you're going to want to go to the tap again and slowly turn it on, and that'll get the water going through there. Okay, now after you've turned your faucet on and you got all the air out of this unit and water flowing through there, now we want to plug it back in. Okay, after you've plugged it back in, now we're going to hit the reset button here and hold it for 5 seconds. There. Now it went back to 365, and now you have a whole year before you have to change that bulb again. And if you were concerned about the light flashing, it'll flash like that for a little while. I don't know why. And then it'll go back to a steady green. And that indicates that your lamp inside your unit is functioning and working. Okay, so obviously after you have everything working and set, make sure there's no leaks. Okay, you want to take this cap back off, you can. Take a look in there, make sure everything's okay, there's no water come out. If there is, just snug this down a little more and it should be okay. Alright guys, this is the Viqua VT1 for under sink use. I have it mounted on the door for it's easier to access that way rather than being, you know, halfway underneath the cabinet. Alright, I unplugged it and I released the pressure in the unit and closed the faucet back up because you don't want it to come back dripping back down if it's open. So after you relieve the pressure, close the faucet back up, and we're ready to take this apart. Okay, on this model, the VT1, not only do you take it off here, but it also unscrews at the bottom here. So it's a good idea to put some kind of something to catch the water. So let's squeeze these two tabs. And that should unplug and the bulb will come out on its own. But what we need to do is take that glass tube out, check it out, make sure it's clean. And then what we do here is just unplug it. Alright, we want to clean the glass tube like we did the other unit. This one's different. This is just a tube with no bottom to it. In other words, it's an open tube. So that unscrews, and we'll put that up here. Now water will probably come out of here. Now there's a spring here. I guess that holds the bulb in. It's kind of hard to get to, but there's some O-rings here and the same thing on the bottom. There we go. Just let the water drain. And pull the tube out. And again, this tube looks really clean, but you want to check it anyways. And again, we're just going to clean it with a little bit of vinegar. Alright, so take the O-ring off. Put just some vinegar on a rag and just go over it and just clean it off anyways. Again, be careful with this tube. If you break it, you won't be able to use it anymore until you order a new one. Alright, we're just going to set that there because it's clean. Okay, this is the old bulb or the old lamp. Even though they still work, they're just not as efficient. Okay, this is the new lamp. Again, do not touch the glass. If you were to accidentally touch the glass, get some rubbing alcohol and just clean it up really good. But remember, just don't touch the glass. Okay, when you order the new lamps, they'll also give you 2 new O-rings. So these O-rings here, even though they look good, and to me they're just fine, save them, you know, for future use if you have to. Put them aside, but always use the new ones. You don't want any problems. Alright, so we're going to reassemble this thing. So we're going to put 1 O-ring on the top part, about like that, and then we're going to slip it through and then put the O-ring on the bottom. Alright, now we're ready to slip the tube back through. But as a word of caution, make sure no water gets on the inside of the tube. Alright, you don't want any water in there because it'll get trapped in there, and with that hot lamp it'll cause condensation. It'll probably break the bulb. So if there's any water in there, just clean it up. Alright. Now remember, we got the O-ring here so it won't fall through. Now we got to put the O-ring on the bottom part of the glass also. Okay, now we're going to put the bottom one in, the cap. And then snug that in. Okay, now we're going to put the top part back on. Now the O-ring and the glass, once you start putting these on, it'll self-center itself, the glass. Okay, so those are snug. Okay, now we're ready to put the lamp in. And what you have to do is you have to plug it in. Now it only goes on one way because of the way it's shaped. Okay, once the lamp is in, then you can put it back in. There, now it's locked in. Now what we want to do is turn the water pressure back on. And you want to turn the tap back on. And obviously you're going to get some air. The tap's running now, it's running pretty good. So what you want to check for, of course, again, is leaks. So if you see any leaks around here, then you know that these are probably not tight enough. But they don't have to be super tight, just snugged a little bit, okay? So after you've checked and there's no leaks and water's filled up again, then we can plug it in. Not a good idea to run this light bulb on without any water in here because it'll get really hot and you'll probably crack that quartz in there. And it will crack, especially if you did have it on dry, and then think to yourself, oops, I forgot to turn the water on, and turn it off, and you get that cold water hitting that hot quartz glass, it'll break for sure. Okay, so now we fill this up with water, no leaks. Now we can plug it back in. Alright guys, thanks for watching. If you have any questions on the process, put them in the comments below. Otherwise, thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe. Thank you.